Tesla has sold more than an electric car to millions of drivers. It has sold a software-defined ownership model that behaves less like a traditional vehicle purchase and more like a long-term relationship with an evolving product. For many owners, that relationship is the reason they bought in. Frequent over-the-air updates, rapid feature improvements, and a sense that the car will get better with time. For others, it's the source of frustration. Changes that arrive without permission, features that shift behind paywalls, and a repair and service experience that can feel less predictable than the familiar dealership world. As Tesla's cars become mainstream transportation rather than early adopter experiments, a clearer picture is forming of what ownership really costs, and what control a driver gives up in exchange for the convenience and performance Tesla is known for. The biggest difference begins the moment a Tesla is delivered. In most cars, the features you buy are largely frozen at purchase. You can add accessories, swap wheels, or install aftermarket tech, but the core behavior of the vehicle typically stays the same until you sell it. Tesla flips that expectation. Because major systems, driver assistance, battery management, climate control logic, interface layout, even how the car applies regenerative braking, are heavily software-driven, updates can meaningfully alter the day-to-day feel of the vehicle. That can be a benefit when the change is an improvement, such as interface speed boosts, bug fixes, or expanded charging information. But it can also mean owners wake up to a different experience than the one they chose, with controls moved, behavior adjusted, or settings reset. The car you test drove is not always the car you'll be using a year later. That shift touches a deeper issue: control. Traditional ownership implies you decide when the vehicle changes, through maintenance, modifications, or upgrades you approve. Tesla ownership often implies the company decides when the vehicle changes, then the owner reacts. Updates can usually be delayed, but not indefinitely, and certain changes arrive as part of broader software releases. Even when updates are welcomed, they introduce an unfamiliar reality. The manufacturer remains actively involved in the product long after purchase, shaping the driving and ownership experience continuously. Some owners see it as modern and necessary. Others see it as a loss of autonomy. The same software-first model is also where predictability becomes complicated. Tesla buyers are often told to expect lower routine maintenance than internal combustion cars, and that's generally true. EVs don't need oil changes, spark plugs, fuel system service, or exhaust repairs. Brake wear can be lower thanks to regenerative braking. Over a multi-year period, those savings can be real. But predictable maintenance is not the same as predictable total cost. The things that do wear on a Tesla still cost money, and some costs can arrive in sharp spikes rather than steady increments. Tires are a prime example. Many Teslas are heavy and deliver instant torque, and both factors can accelerate tire wear, especially for drivers who enjoy the car's quick acceleration. Depending on the model, wheel size, driving style, and alignment, tire replacement intervals can be shorter than owners expect, and replacement tires for larger wheels can be expensive. Add in the reality of performance-oriented factory tires on some trims, and no oil changes starts to feel less like a free pass and more like a trade-off. Insurance is another cost that has surprised new owners. Premiums vary widely by location, driving history, and vehicle trim, but EV repair economics can push rates higher. A key factor is repair complexity. Modern Teslas are packed with sensors, cameras, and integrated components, and repairs can require recalibration and specialized knowledge. Even minor collisions can become major bills when bumper assemblies and sensor arrays are involved. Parts availability and shop capacity can also influence how long a car sits waiting for repair, which insurers factor into costs. In some regions, owners report premiums that rival luxury performance vehicles, undercutting the expectation that an efficient EV automatically means cheap ownership. Repair predictability also depends on where and how you get service. Tesla's direct-to-consumer model means no traditional dealer network, and service is handled through Tesla service centers and mobile technicians. For many owners, mobile service is a highlight. Simple issues can be handled in a driveway. For others, the experience depends heavily on local capacity. In areas with high Tesla density, appointment lead times can be long. And because the service network is centralized, owners may have fewer alternatives than with legacy brands where third-party shops and dealer choices are plentiful. The result is an ownership experience that can be extremely smooth for one driver and frustratingly slow for another, even within the same city. Then there's the question that hangs over every long-term EV ownership discussion: battery health. Tesla battery packs are designed for long life, and the company provides battery and drivetrain warranties that typically cover a set number of years and miles depending on model, often in the range of 8 years with mileage caps that vary by vehicle. Within that window, major battery defects are generally covered under the warranty terms. But owners outside warranty, or those worried about long-term resale, still think about degradation. Most EV batteries lose some capacity over time, and while many owners experience gradual, manageable loss, the cost of a battery replacement if it's ever needed out of warranty is significant. Even if replacement is rare relative to fear, the possibility creates a different kind of long-term financial uncertainty than an engine replacement in a used gasoline car, because battery pack costs can dominate the vehicle's value at older ages. Charging is often advertised as cheaper than gas, and for many owners it is, but the actual savings depend on the details: electricity rates, access to home charging, time of use plans, and how often the driver uses DC fast charging. Owners who can charge at home overnight at favorable rates often see the best economics and convenience. Owners who rely on public fast charging can face higher per kWh pricing, plus the time cost of charging stops. Tesla's supercharger network remains a major advantage for long-distance travel in many markets, but frequent fast charging can reduce the cost advantage compared with home charging, particularly in regions with high electricity prices. The story is not EVs are always cheap to fuel. The story is EVs can be very cheap to fuel if your charging situation is favorable. Where Tesla ownership becomes uniquely modern and uniquely contentious is in how features can be treated as software products rather than fixed hardware capabilities. Tesla has long offered upgrades and packages that can be purchased after delivery, and the most famous is full self-driving, supervised, where available. Pricing and packaging have changed multiple times over the years, and the value proposition can look very different depending on when an owner bought in and what version of the software is currently offered. Some owners treat it like buying an advanced option package. Others treat it like a shifting subscription-style product with uncertain long-term value, especially as capabilities and nomming have evolved over time and regulatory environments vary by region. This is the heart of the "what control do you lose?" conversation. When a car is a software platform, features can be added, but they can also be restructured, restricted, or moved behind new pricing. Even when the hardware remains in the car, the software that unlocks it is controlled by the manufacturer. That's not unique to Tesla in the broad direction of the industry, but Tesla has been the most visible example. To buyers who expect the car to be a permanent, static object, this can feel like renting parts of a product they already paid for. To buyers who want constant improvement, it can feel like the future arriving early. Predictability also includes resale value and depreciation, and here Tesla ownership has had periods of volatility. Used vehicle prices across the entire market surged and then cooled in recent years, but Tesla has seen particularly visible swings because the company adjusts new car pricing more dynamically than many automakers. When new prices drop, used values tend to follow. For owners who bought at higher price points, those shifts can translate into sharper-than-expected depreciation or reduced trade-in values. For buyers entering the used market, it can be an opportunity. But it reinforces a key theme. Tesla ownership is not always financially predictable in the way traditional, slower-moving pricing strategies can be. There's also a quieter cost that doesn't show up on a finance sheet: the cost of adapting to change. Interface redesigns, control relocations, and new behavior in driver assistance can ask owners to relearn the car. Some embrace it, some resent it. Either way, it is a form of ongoing ownership labor that most vehicles don't demand. A 2015 gasoline sedan behaves like a 2015 gasoline sedan until it breaks or you modify it. A Tesla can behave differently because a software update changes it, even if nothing is mechanically wrong. Privacy and data collection are part of the same story. Modern connected cars collect data, and Tesla's vehicles are among the most connected on the road, integrating navigation, app control, and camera-based systems. Owners benefit from features like remote climate control, location tracking for convenience, and Sentry-style monitoring depending on model and settings. But connectivity also means the car is a device, and some owners are uncomfortable with how much information a connected vehicle can generate. The details vary by region, settings, and policy updates, but the broader point remains. The convenience of a connected ecosystem is tied to the reality that the vehicle is in constant communication with the manufacturer's infrastructure. Another long-term consideration is access to independent repair and parts. Tesla has expanded parts availability and service information over time, and there are independent shops that specialize in Tesla repairs in many areas. Still, the ecosystem is not as universally open as decades-old gas car infrastructure. Depending on the repair, owners may face higher dependence on Tesla-approved procedures, specialized tools, or software access. This can affect both cost and downtime. It also shapes the ownership psychology. If you're used to having multiple shop options and negotiating repair pathways, Tesla can feel more centralized and less flexible. At the same time, it would be misleading to frame Tesla ownership as purely a story of loss. Many owners report extremely low day-to-day hassle. The cars start every morning without warm-up rituals, they're quick and quiet, and home charging can turn fueling into a background task rather than a weekly errand. Software updates can add real value over time, sometimes improving efficiency, adding convenience features, or refining driver assistance behavior. For commuters and families, the predictability can actually be higher in a different sense. Fewer routine service visits, fewer mechanical failure points, and fewer traditional maintenance milestones. So what does Tesla ownership cost you over time? The most honest answer is that it shifts the cost structure rather than eliminating costs. You may save on routine engine-related service, but you can pay more in tires, insurance, and repair complexity. You may save on fuel, but only if your charging situation and local electricity rates work in your favor. You may gain features through updates, but you accept that the manufacturer can change your product experience in ways you wouldn't allow in an older car. And you may enjoy a highly integrated ecosystem, but you trade some independence in service pathways and some control over how the vehicle evolves. In 2026, as Tesla faces more competition from legacy automakers and new EV brands, the conversation is becoming less about novelty and more about expectations. Tesla ownership isn't just buy car, drive car. It is buy into a platform. For some, that platform feels like freedom from gas stations and maintenance schedules. For others, it feels like signing up for unpredictability, because the costs, features, and behavior can change over time in ways that traditional car ownership rarely does. The emerging consensus among experienced owners is not that Tesla is cheap or expensive, good or bad. It's that Tesla is different in a way that matters. The buyer who will be happiest long-term is typically the one who understands the trade. Less mechanical routine, more software dependence. Less dealership friction, more centralized control. Fewer old costs, more new categories of costs. Whether that trade feels like progress or compromise depends less on the badge and more on what kind of control a driver expects to have when they say, "I own this car."